$65 an hour, which already was 2 to 3 times more than what you would get paid as a yoga teacher at a studio. When I first started teaching more than 10 years ago, my schedule was very much dictated by whatever class schedule, class times I could get just to make ends meet. And I was starting to teach some private clients as well. And a lot of people they take yoga classes early in the morning before work and also after work. So my hours are at that time were quite um, quite irregular in the way that I will have 6 a.m. classes I'm teaching, then maybe another 7 a.m., and then I have nothing for a few hours, and then maybe something at noon, and then maybe nothing for a few hours, and then a class in the evening. And that is a very typical day. So even though I'm technically not teaching, or technically teaching maybe 4 hours or five, depending, some classes are an hour and a half, that whole day, that whole routine can feel very long at the same time. And you're also taking in commute time, travel time, depending on how far away the studios are, and setup time, cleanup time at the studio. So there's that aspect of teaching at studios. And then there is currently, now that I have an established private practice, and also that I have a child, I tend to limit my hours a little bit more. So it's quite different, but I would say being in private practice, and I've been in private practice since 2018. Being in private practice, even though you may still work long hours, because back then I also had like a 6 a.m. client and then back to back in the afternoon until like 8 p.m. and a long stretch in the middle. But you feel like at least you have some sort of control over your schedule. Mainly still taught at yoga studios. And then I was getting some private clients coming in on the side, maybe one per week, and then in a few months, 2 clients per week. And that was how I slowly built up my clientele until I felt ready to take that next step, meaning that I felt like I have enough private clients to replace the salary I was receiving as a yoga studio teacher, which actually wasn't that much. It was maybe 30, I think it was around like 35,000. And this was teaching like 16, 17, 18 classes a week. So yeah. So it didn't take that long for me to be able to, okay, I could, because I could charge a private client. Back then I started with $65 an hour, which already was 2 to 3 times more than what you would get paid as a yoga teacher at a studio.